Watch this table fill up. Within days of a loss, the arrival of property taxes, utility bills, and legal notices begins, all while you have the least energy to manage them. The conflict starts immediately. To you and your family, this house represents decades of history. To the real estate market, it is an objective calculation of bricks, pipes, and repair risk. Buyers do not pay a premium for your nostalgia. This disconnect leads to two common mistakes. Some families rush to market for immediate emotional relief, while others freeze the process entirely, waiting for a price that honors their loved one's memory. Most inheritors fall into one of three categories: the grief-fatigued, who want the process finished, the maximisers, who want to extract every possible dollar, and the fractured family, where siblings are already arguing over control. Regardless of which profile fits your family, the most significant financial losses in estate sales typically stem from taking action out of sequence, rather than poor negotiation with a buyer. This checklist outlines the required sequence to keep the estate safe. You must establish control, confirm authority, assess condition, and map your strategy. Notice that none of these steps involve putting a for sale sign in the yard. Marketing the property before securing these four operational steps leads to legal gridlock with buyers, fuels resentment among relatives, and reduces the final net payout everyone receives. Look at this flowchart. Before any discussions with agents begin, we have to isolate Phase 1, securing the asset. This preserves the property's physical and legal baseline. The first requirement is to halt all physical house clearances. Do not order a dumpster or let relatives start boxing up the living room until a targeted search is complete. You are looking for the paper backbone of the estate. You must locate the title deeds, recent tax records, and the current homeowner's insurance policies before a single piece of furniture leaves the house. Pausing the cleanout is difficult because it delays emotional closure. However, accidentally discarding an unrecorded deed or a boundary agreement can delay a property sale by several months. Once you locate the insurance policy, contact the provider immediately. Standard homeowners coverage often becomes restricted or invalid the moment the owner passes away or the home sits empty. You need to switch it to a vacant property policy. This switch involves a higher monthly premium and strict compliance rules, such as turning off the water main and logging physical inspections of the property every single week. Establishing physical control and verifying the correct insurance prevents the estate's primary asset from total loss via fire, leaks, or vandalism before the sale even starts. Only after the physical asset is locked down do we move to Phase 2, the authority check. This determines who possesses the legal power to act. A beneficiary has the right to receive money eventually, but they often lack legal authority, the actual right to sign a listing agreement or transfer the deed. Signing agency agreements or accepting offers before the court grants official probate or executor authorization creates a massive legal hazard. Buyers will walk away the moment their lawyers discover the seller lacks the power to sign the contract. This legal waiting period tests the family's patience. It freezes your timeline and forces the estate to absorb ongoing holding costs like heating and taxes while the paperwork clears. Use this period to audit every debt attached to the property. You must pull the exact payoff numbers for any outstanding mortgages, track down unpaid care fees, and verify that property taxes are current. This chart shows the reality of an estate sale. Families often focus on that massive gross sale price bar at the top. But look at how quickly that figure is reduced by mortgages, taxes, holding costs, and legal fees to reveal the actual net value. Operating without confirmed legal authority or accurate debt awareness shatters beneficiary expectations and risks personal liability for the person managing the estate. With authority confirmed and debts tallied, we arrive at Phase 3, valuation and repair strategy. This is where you decide how to present the home to the market. Ignore automated online estimates. They cannot see the dated wiring or the old roof. You need to commission 3 independent estate agent appraisals based strictly on the home's exact current condition. This step is difficult. Families are forced to listen to strangers point out the flaws in a home they love. You must treat that feedback as market data rather than a personal critique. That data dictates your repair plan. Your choice is usually between light prep, deep cleaning, garden tidying, and safety fixes, or full cosmetic renovation, like replacing the kitchen and bathrooms. This chart explains why full renovations are rarely wise for estates. Light prep costs little, but yields a high net return. Full renovation burns estate capital, but buyers rarely pay enough premium to cover costs, leaving net returns flat. Relying on objective appraisals and restricting yourself to minimal, necessary repairs protects the estate's cash. It also firmly shields the executor from angry family claims that they wasted money or sold the house too cheaply. The best way to sell an inherited home depends on your family's alignment, available cash reserves, and emotional bandwidth. This decision matrix aligns your family profile with the correct sales route, comparing fast cash, as-is, light prep, and buyouts against effort and net return. For a deeply grief-fatigued family or an estate with zero cash, the matrix points to the as-is investor sale. This trades maximum profit for speed. You essentially pay a 30% premium for the convenience of walking away. But if your family is the maximizer profile, willing to put in weeks of work for the best payout, your target is light prep open market. Fixing basic defects allows mortgage-backed buyers to bid, yielding the highest safe return on investment. But for a fractured family where trust is low, the matrix requires a strict appraised open market sale or a formal independent buyout if a sibling keeps the property. In this scenario, you must strip all emotion from the pricing, relying entirely on formal third-party appraisals and maintaining extreme transparency is the only defense against future litigation from unhappy relatives. Treat the inherited property as an asset under management. Secure the building, verify the legal authority, and use market evidence to set the price before the first listing appears.